tech. So thanks for coming. We're gonna try to move around here with my phone, make sure it works. And I apologize, the screen's a little pink, and we're gonna hope you can see most items that are up there. My name is Cindy Herren. I am a K-12 technology and innovation leader for Waukee Schools. Really hard to see, but my Twitter handle is @CindyHerren, so that's pretty easy. How many of you use Twitter or at least have an account on Twitter? Okay. This is my 27th year of teaching. This is my first year in this role, so I really haven't been in the administrative side for more than a few months. So I'm really a classroom teacher at heart, always will be, love working with kids. I really love working with teachers as well. 8 years ago, I went from the general ed elementary classroom to a K-5 tech role in Waukee. So I taught all kids K-5 in a building, and although I felt I was pretty strong in technology, I thought, okay, that's 6 grade levels worth of things I kind of need to know how to engage all these students. So I would say of all the conferences I go to, probably the tool that I would say is my best friend is Twitter. And I'll be really honest with you, I got on Twitter, quit using Twitter. Got on Twitter, quit using Twitter. I didn't get it. I was that person. I don't understand. I'd go to conferences. I'd go, okay, I'll follow that person. I'd never remember to get back on. I'm telling you, every single thing I learn, I can attribute to something I found on Twitter. Now it's my daily go-to. People that I am connected with, I would never be where I am if it weren't for Twitter and for meeting these people. I know that feels a little creepy and weird, but I literally would walk up to people and say, I followed you on Twitter for years. I just want to thank you for all the things you share. And those people are my friends. So it's kind of a weird platform when you think about it for teachers. I've got 4 boys, mostly grown, and 2 teenage boys. So to me, in my mind, Twitter was like a kid thing. Like, I don't get it. I'm not going to post that I just ate a cheeseburger. Now my boys are like, Mom, seriously, you have more Twitter followers than all of us together. And it's not about followers, but I use Twitter quite a bit. So I started out, I think there's a lot of levels to using Twitter. Like I said, I started, quit, didn't get it for a really long time. And I think I just kind of sat back and followed people for a long time and started kind of consuming and like, oh, that's cool, that's a good tip. So if there's something, I know you didn't come to a Twitter conference here today, but if there's something I can leave you with, we're a small group. Hopefully you will connect with one another on Twitter, or at least just get on Twitter. I love the fact that what we're going to do today, you can share out. And I'm going to be sharing with you clips that have been shared via Twitter. So Twitter is really the platform where clips is shared most often. There is a hashtag classroom clips, and we'll talk about that and how that works. But anyway, off the bandwagon for Twitter. But if there's something I would suggest to you, it's just give it a try if you haven't, and just start following people, and just get on from time to time. You'll be amazed if you just start scrolling through. Start using hashtags to search, like, oh, what's been posted just in iTech in the last couple days. People are sharing all kinds of great things for sessions that maybe you weren't at. Okay, you really came here for clips, so we're going to move on. If you have not downloaded clips, if you haven't for this session, it's fine, but this is kind of a hands-on session, so I'm going to do a little demonstration, but we're going to have about 10 minutes of creation time. You might think 10 minutes, what am I going to do in 10 minutes? You will actually create an amazing little movie in 10 minutes and hopefully share it out on Twitter. So hopefully you see that this is just a really great, powerful tool for students. Some of the things that you might need to know about clips, it just came out. Apple released it last April, so it's less than 6-8 months old. It is compatible with iPhone 5S or later, iPad Pro, iPad 5th generation, iPad Mini 2 or later, and you do need to be running iOS 10.3 or later. So if you do have older iPads, I use my phone for creating most of my clips. Even though I have an iPad, I generally just create it on my phone. So, and kids can use iPads, so it's a really great little tool. Classroom clips again. If you're on Twitter, just search the hashtag classroom clips. you'll see multiple examples. So hopefully in this room we have, how many of you are educators like elementary, middle school, high school? Awesome. Coaches, admins, anybody I left out? AEA? AEA, awesome. Okay, love it. All right, so we know taking movies, this is really the great way to hold your phone horizontal. Maybe why we hold a phone horizontally? I'm sure you'll do. Absolutely, because our amazing videos will look amazing on a wide screen or a TV or any other device that is horizontal. So, first tip for kids and adults is turn your phone, or your iPad. Unfortunately, the majority of us forget that little turn it, and we record vertically, okay? Doesn't really work very well when you have the bars on the side. Then you go to try to crop it so that it'll fit on a wide screen, and then the resolution turns terrible. I have a solution. We could just turn all of our screens vertically. That would be one solution. But I bring this up because the engineers at Apple, the product managers who actually worked on creating clips, talked about this issue, how this is just a common issue. It annoys a lot of people who do the vertical instead of horizontal. So they decided to go with the square platform for the videos. So it's a perfect square. The resolution's wonderful. So that's so dark, but that is a phone. So you can continue to do your videos horizontally or this. It's fine. So what's great about clips is no matter which way your photo is taken or your videos, it can be horizontally or vertically. Okay, works really great with panoramic photos. So it doesn't matter what size. That's the really great part of this square platform. Also, it works really nicely for sharing in social media. It's perfectly on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any other place you might want to share out your videos. Seesaw, I don't know if there's any Seesaw users. Love it. Okay, so why? Why would we want to create videos with students? Like, what are some of the benefits or reasons why we would have our students create videos?
Reflection.
Good, reflection.
Feedback.
Shout them out. Go ahead.
I'm a journalism teacher, so just looking to add media to stories.
Love it. We're living in that media-rich digital world.
Creativity.
Love it.
They might say something to that they wouldn't say to class.
Okay, so it gives them that voice. So they maybe not share out in a class, but if you give them a platform where they could share their voice, awesome. So it empowers our learners. Helps them create and communicate in a creative way. They can construct knowledge. Those 3 phrases right there are 3 of the 7 ISTE standards, by the way. We could add 2 more really easily: digital citizenship, and I'm getting Trump works. So all of these, like, I've only been using clips, like I said, it came out in May. I've only been using it with kids for like a really short amount of time. You might think, why did you even submit to propose, like, use this? I started using it last May, just playing with it, and I was so itching to use it with students because it's so easy. So what's really great is you're going to see when you start using this with students that it gives them voice. They're practicing their speaking skills. They're planning. They're annotating. They're writing scripts. They're editing. And I don't ask them to do it. They just start doing it. Obviously, it's really great instruction to have that plan. I've got a friend of mine that lives in New York City and teaches a video film class at the high school. He's lucky enough to be really close to Broadway, and his kids go out into the community, but they use clips all the time now, so it's really, really great tool. Okay, so besides all that, it is so awesome and easy to use. So I'm going to just switch quickly. I'm going to do a really short demonstration of the Clips app. What I'm going to show you is not every little feature. I'm going to give you a really quick highlight, and then you're going to have about 10 minutes of playtime. Okay, so I want you to actually start building a video. It can be a 30-second video, but I want you to kind of feel how easy this is, and hopefully you can start getting some ideas of ways to use this with kids. I have multiple examples I'm going to share with you of how this might be used in a lot of different settings. So give me one moment while we get my iPad up here.
What's your link for the presentation?
That's a good question. The link for my presentation, I don't have one, and I'll tell you why, and I'm happy to share it. My presentation, because it has so many embedded videos, was too large, and I also created it in Keynote, and there's a lot of builds in it that don't transfer over well into Google Slides, but I will do that, and I'm happy to share anything and everything. So,
I'm on Evernote.
what's that?
I'm on Evernote.
Evernote?
Take it.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to share out anything and everything today. Okay, so we're just going to open the Clips app. Oh, shoot, it's pretty dark. Okay.
Can we change the lights?
Yeah, I'm wondering.
That'd
Yeah,
okay.
that'd be
You guys
great.
wanna mess with that? Or you can do it? Yeah.
Which one is
I
Maybe not dark over here.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
sort of perfect. We don't have the, okay, we're okay for now. So what you're going to see right now is just my camera. It opens right up. Across the top are just some clips that I've created on this iPad. Like I said, I use my phone a lot, but plus new video, we're just going to add that. Okay, we're good to go. This is it. This is all there is. So across the bottom, I'm going to kind of give you a little tour across the bottom. There's 3 places you can go. Photo, so I can take a photo in this nice dark room. Okay, I can do a video, so I can shoot a video right within this app. Or I can hit my library. Okay, now in my library I have some albums. I kind of threw some into an iTech album here, just randomly threw some photos in here. So let's suppose I want to start creating a video. Okay, so I'm going to just start with my first photo here. And the key to Clips is the big red button. That's it. That's how you add everything into Clips. So across the top, as I hold that red button down, you're going to see a little timer. It'll tell you how many seconds that clip is going to be added into the video. So it's really pretty simple. The only other thing you want to pay attention to is to the left of the red button is a microphone. By default, it's on. So if I hold the red button down, it will record everything. If you forget to turn it off, it's no big deal. You can go back and turn it off. But I turn it off because I just want this photo added. It just says at the bottom, it's hard to read on the screen, but hold to add this photo. So I'm going to hold it. I can talk. Across the top, you're going to see that tiny little timer. I'm just going to hold it for 3 seconds. Okay? It dropped it. It's a little dark, but right down at the very bottom, that's my timeline of my video. So it dropped that little photo. I can sit and play it. No big deal. It's just a photo. Okay. Now, I can do other things with that photo if I wanted, but we're just going to keep it simple for now. So I'm going to jump back to my library. I'm going to add another photo. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we're at iTech. And then we're going to do kind of the same thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click and hold. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Go to the library. You get an idea. I had some students that were here for the fair. Okay, now we're going to get a little fancy. So I can record my voice if I'd like as I add this photo. So I'm going to turn my microphone back on. I'm just going to click and hold. One of the great things about being at iTech is looking at all the purple ribbon winners. The students are so excited to share their work. Okay, done. Anything that I've added, I can just go back and edit. I'm going to hit library again. We'll just add another photo. Okay, now I'm going to start focusing on some of the features across the top. So this is where you can make things look fancy. So right now, if I started at the very beginning, you can see my video is pretty boring. It's just a slideshow, nothing fancy. And apparently there's no sound connected to my computer. That could be a problem later.
How long can each recording be? Or each for a clip?
Let's see it. It probably is on the projector. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
It is unlimited. If anybody's really great at figuring out sound, that would be awesome for later. Okay, so we're going to go across the top here. So take a look at some of these. So let's suppose on this I want to highlight. So we'll come back to that. I want to highlight. I'm going to change that so it kind of looks like a comic book. There's some different filters so you can kind of make your video. This works on your videos or your photos. Right across the top of the screen. So from left to right across the top. I should have brought a little pointer. So across the very top there. And then on the right side, top right button, these are little overlays. So you can kind of swipe. There's bunches of different overlays that you can add on top of your photos. There's Disney characters, all kinds of things. So we'll say, we'll choose amazing. I'll take that filter back off. I can drag that wherever. I can change the text on that. So, well, we'll just leave amazing actually. That was pretty great. But you can edit that. You can add emojis if you'd like. So we'll just go amazing. Okay, so it's going to play during that little clip. Okay, so we'll add this photo. On this one, I'm going to focus on a really cool feature called live titles. So, oh, you're the best.
Could you put that in a movie instead of my wife?
Yeah, right? Is there like a button I push?
The red one?
Push the red one. Yeah. Thank you. Saved by the laser pointer. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to use this little feature right here. This is called live titles. So what's awesome is it will put the text across that clip as they speak. So you have different options of how you'd like that to look. I'll choose this top left one. Now again, big red button is how I have it, how I add this. So I'm going to click and hold. One of the really great features of being at iTech is that we get to visit with all of the Purple Ribbon winners, and the students are so excited to share their work. Okay, so as I go back, really got to figure out the sound here. No sound.
You updated to 11 yet?
Yes. Okay, so notice how it says iTech instead of at iTech. So you're going to notice, especially working with students, I had some kindergartners, and a little girl was telling me how she liked kitties. Let's just say it did not come out kitties. Luckily, she couldn't read, but we corrected that pretty easily. So the way you're going to do that is as it's playing, you just tap on it, and it's going to open this up. So this is where you can put in the punctuation, you can correct spelling. I'm actually surprised it picked up iTech. So one of the really great features of being, it says iTech, so I'll change that to at iTech. I don't know why I said the word features. I could even change that. One of the other things that I love is that I don't have to have every single thing that I say show up here. So I'll show you why that might be kind of important. All the students are so excited to share their work. And then I probably want some punctuation at the end of that sentence, so I can put my exclamation point. We'll click done, and then when we play that. Okay. All right, so now we're going to just jump back. This is where you can add video. Let's see. Take a little video here.
I have a quick question before I forget.
Yeah,
about
please.
speech.
Say it again.
What if they are speaking Spanish?
That is a good question. I believe, let's just try it.
Okay.
I actually
I'm
believe it
speaking-
does work.
All right. You're a Spanish speaker. Right?
I am not a Spanish teacher, so we will see what we can do here. So let's try. Please don't judge my very limited.
Este es mi familia, mientras vamos a viaje.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bien. Wow.
There are things that they support languages
Okay, well, it does not apparently know English, or, you know what, I do know the answer to this. If you go back into your iOS settings and change your language from English to Spanish and then speak, because it works through dictation. So it uses the built-in dictation feature, so when you change that, it will speak in Spanish. Sorry, I knew I had that question before. I haven't presented this, but I heard this this summer when I was at an Apple Institute. Thank you for asking that. Okay, so we're going to delete that. So we're going to click that little delete button. Okay, so it's not going to work very well without sound. It's power of the team here. If anybody could help me figure out sound. Don't know if it's on the projector or if it's should be going through here. And using QuickTime Recorder. Mm-hmm. That might help. Yeah. Let's see if that works. Thought I already did that, but let's just try it. Okay, we're going to try this.
One of the really great.
Wow. Problem solved. Turn up your volume. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, now if I can get back to full screen, that'll be awesome. All right. That was going to make my presentation not go well. Okay, so let's do a quick little talk about, where's my little pointer, the last feature up at the top. So right up there are the actual titles. So the titles are pretty great. I'm going to add this one, best day ever. We're going to turn off my speaking. You don't need that, but you can do it over your titles. We'll just do iTech conference. Okay, and then again, just click and hold that button. I'm just going to add this little introduction. And then down at the bottom, I can rearrange by, of course, just clicking and dragging. We'll just go from the beginning. Boring little picture. Got this.
One of the great things about being at iTech is looking at all the purple ribbon winners. The students are so excited to share their work. One of the really great features of being at iTech is that we get to visit with all.
Okay, so you get the idea there. All right, so I'm going to show one more little thing here. So what's really great, those pictures at the beginning were pretty stagnant there. We're going to add one more. So the click and hold can kind of get awkward. So there is a feature where you can click and swipe to the left and it actually just stays on, and then you just tap it when you're done. The benefit to that is you can pinch and zoom in so that you're kind of giving that Ken Burns effect, so it gives a little more movement to your photos versus my nice boring. So we're going to do that. So I've just swiped it. Now I can zoom this in. Now that's pretty shaky, but the really great part is it takes care of it for you. So it smooths that out really nicely. Now, if you notice at the beginning, I'm going to play that again. If you notice at the beginning, it's like slow because I took a second to start. So you can trim that down. So on any clip, there's little scissors. I'm so sorry, it's really dark there. Right. Thankfully for the red laser, the little scissors right there. You can clip any clip. See what I did there? You can trim any clip. So I can just slide this to the left until it starts moving and then just click apply. I can jump back maybe to this one. I think it plays too long, so I can shorten it. You get the idea in 2 seconds, I think, on that photo. Same thing here. So you can go back and trim. You can also make it go longer if you think, oh, I wanted that to play longer. So you can adjust anything just on the fly really nicely, quickly, and easily. All right. I like to kind of end with a little title too, just to kind of give your credits. You can do whatever you want here, but created in 5 minutes. But this would be where kids maybe could add their names, get the idea. Again, click apply, hold the little red button. 1, 2, 3, get the idea. And then wouldn't it be nice if we had some music? So very top right corner, right there. You want to add your music at the end. So notice as I built each little clip, everything I want to do to it, I do to it right then. I'm going to record my voice. I can go back and turn off little features. So if I just did not want those words to show up on this one, I can just turn it off and change my mind on that, go back. So everything is, you can just go back, click it, and edit and change it how you'd like. So we're going to add just some music really quickly. What's awesome is Apple has installed all these royalty-free little tunes. So I'm just going to choose one here. And then the way, after you choose it, then there's a little arrow right there. You just click out of it, it added that soundtrack. Now the really awesome part is if you've used iMovie or any other video features where you have like a voice and music, it will automatically dub the music down when I'm speaking. So the other really great part is no matter how long this video is, it will adjust the song so it ends perfectly right at the end of your video. Okay, so we're going to click done here. We're going to play this terrible movie from the beginning.
I think it'll force like documentaries like that.
One of the great things about being at ITAC is looking at all the purple ribbon winners. The students are so excited to share their work. One of the really great features of being at ITAC
Apparently I repeat myself a lot.
is that you get to visit with all of the purple ribbon winners, and the students are so excited to share their work.
You can hear the music go back up. So it just ends it perfectly right at the end. Okay, now how do you share this out? So easy, little arrow right there. It goes right to Seesaw, which is awesome. It'll go to really anywhere you want to export it out. Save to your camera roll, whatever you'd like to do. Okay? So, before I have you play, I want to show you, sorry, I have a little shaky presentation there of clips with my lack of music, or lack of sound, but we're back on track. So, I want to show you what, before we get started with playing for about 10 minutes, that's just how you're going to learn, is to play. What I do with kids is the exact same thing I just did with you. Generally, it's a little easier than how that went, but I want to show you a couple examples of clips that students made with zero instruction of really anything other than what I just showed you. The only task that I asked them to do is find something in your classroom. Pretend that you have a visitor to your classroom. They don't know anything about what you're presenting. So if you want to tell them about what you're doing in math, in writing, one of the kids was like, can we go down and do a little video on PE class? Sure, that'd be great. So I'm going to just show you a couple things that kids created. The first one was actually done by a friend of mine's daughter, and she is 4. Now, she didn't shoot the video.
I can see the words that aren't there. For a 4-year-old like me, it helps me recognize words I know how to say. I wrote about the words and took some videos, but now I can see the words. It will help me learn how to read.
That's my friend's little 4-year-old daughter. Okay, so these are made by just students, honestly, last week with no instruction. Just go make a clip.
So this is a picture of our PE teacher, Mr. Bacon. This is our general PE.
I love teaching PE because I get to listen to music and have fun with kids exercising and playing games, and it's the best thing ever.
While we're in PE, we always try our best to get a level 3 or 4, which means we have little reminders and we give our best effort. We do a different poem each week. This is for the poem 1 for 9/11, and the checklist of which to write is what we have to do. I don't really like doing it in order, so I figure out which one I want to do first, and then I do that. This is this week's poem. Because it's almost Halloween, Miss Clarity chose the poem for us. So first we read the poem, and then we mark any places we feel like we have problems, and then we do the rest of the checklist. This is a picture for the poem 4 that I drew, and it's supposed to be a green skeleton Frankenstein Da Vinci sort of mix. So, how long have you been doing poetry class and in your group?
This is our first year doing Poetry Plus, and I absolutely love it.
Do you like teaching poetry class?
I love teaching Poetry Plus. Do you like doing Poetry Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else, girls?
So, why do we do poetry class?
We do Poetry Plus because it teaches you figurative language and all the different things that go along with poetry. You get exposed to lots of different poets, and you also have a lot of fun doing it and interpreting poems in your own way. I love looking at your pictures.
Why did we do one about Halloween?
Well, Halloween's coming up and it's getting pretty spooky.
This is my outfit and Kaden's. Hope you like it.
And
Are you done? Are you guys all the way done?
these boys wanted to do math. I love that they, without any real guidance or instruction, chose to demonstrate their learning. They really explained and reflected. Now they're 5th graders, but for a first time playing with this app, the classroom teacher also took all of these. She was so impressed. Like, they literally did this in probably 20 minutes. That she uploaded all the videos to Seesaw so all the families could just kind of get a good glimpse as to what was going on. I mean, they're not perfect, but they don't need to be. That's the fun part about creating. They certainly could be perfected, and we could talk more about editing and all of that, but pretty fun for a little start. And then the last one, this was a student who wanted to kind of do a video by themselves.
Nature is my jam. Video games as well. To me, cubs are absolutely adorable. Look at how cute they are. Aww. This is getting so adorable. Oh my gosh. Science is amazing. Social studies is my favorite subject.
One of the things that I didn't mention to you is when you do the live titles. So I have a friend of mine that's a kindergarten teacher, and he does all of his newsletters this way, like throughout the week. He just forget typing up a newsletter that nobody's probably reading anyway. So he just does this, dumps it in Seesaw to kind of highlight his week. I'll share a couple of those in a little bit, but one of the great things is he can be speaking, and he'll say, this week we have a couple reminders. Please remember to have your child bring PE shoes, and he just has the word PE shoes. You can hear his voice, but the 2 things he wants them to remember, the book order, the PE shoes. So you can go in, just like I showed you how to go back and edit, you can literally delete out every word except PE shoes, book order, and it will, when you say those words, show up just right then. That little boy was experimenting with that. I don't know if you noticed that. He kind of played with that. Not all of his words showed up. He did that intentionally. So, okay, so we're going to play. Please interact, and if you get stuck with something, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do with kids. Ask somebody at your table. You're going to find something you're going to get stuck on. Also, if you find a cool little feature that I didn't highlight, share it also. We really are going to create and post some of these, hopefully. If you do want to add them to Twitter, tag my name. I'll make sure I retweet them and share them out. I love anything that you can create in 5 minutes. We're going to give you 10 minutes, actually. 10 minutes to share. I'll walk around. Please play. If you don't have a device, I am happy to let you use mine if you want to use either my phone or my iPad to play. But hopefully we can create something that's kind of fun. You're all looking kind of tired.